Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on my survival let's play world. In this episode, we're gonna be doing building once again because as you guys know, we usually do one episode of building and then we take a break for a little while and then we do something else. Like in the last episode, we did some netherite mining with around 3 stacks of TNT. So if you guys haven't checked that video out, please do. We also built the slime farm in that episode. And actually, I need to go show you guys something because I've actually done a little bit of work in between episodes. We have one more cat added to our group of cats collection or whatever you guys will like to call it. Got one more pet. And actually, in this episode, we're going to be building a pet shop. It was suggested by one of people's in the comments. So we're going to be building a pet shop named after that person. Well, I'll show you guys that later on in the episode when we actually build it. And you guys are probably going to be wondering, what is that huge hole in the ground? And if we just come down here into this big old hole, you can see you just have this plain flat roof thing or whatever you like to call it, and you can see slime down there. And it's a 4 level slime farm right now that we have. Let's just jump up here. And I haven't AFK'd here yet, but just by working in the area I've gotten this much slime. That's how you know it's a really good slime farm, just by working up in the area, destroying this kind of place up and trying to build up these levels. I've gotten that much slime, and I think we need to continue doing this until Y level 40. So if you press F3 here, you can see we're only at Y level 18, so we can go about another 4 levels or so before we can reach the maximum amount of layers for the slime farm. So this slime farm is really productive. I'll probably work on this more in between episodes, but as you can see, it's really powerful, and we've got loads of slime. So now I can really do anything that I want when it comes to slime, and I can continue that villager trading hall now that we've got plenty of slime. And even if I AFK here, which I probably will do, also as you can see I've got plenty of storage here. I mined out so many things. I got some junk chests here. I got some, ice. We got quite a lot of diamonds actually for mining this place out. We got 29 diamond ore, and we got 2 extra diamonds from a little mine shaft that I found. And then we've got plenty of storage here. You can see we got lots of diorite, andesite, and granite, which will be useful for building. Because in this episode, we're not just only going to be building the pet shop. We're going to be building quite a few shops actually, but they won't be as big as others. But there'll be plenty of them, so you guys won't have to worry. It will still be quite an entertaining episode. So let's go back to the Tudor village and let's talk about the builds. Back at the village now, where we got our bees buzzing about and our cats sitting on the floor. One's down there, I think one's over there, one's over there. We got our cat at the mob farm as well. And basically, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be doing some building, like I said in the earlier of this episode. We're gonna be doing building here, and as you can see, we're almost done with the rest of this kind of shopping area of the village. And we just need to put in a few more shops and kind of make this area feel a bit more crowded. Because the real trick about building is if you make a place feel crowded and look good, then you basically got everything done and everything sorted. Because if you make it crowded, you can feel like every space is taken up, and you can feel like you've used every element of a place. So I'm gonna try and do that over here. Not necessarily fully crowded like in certain places like this. I don't want it to be fully crowded, but I want it to feel like there's lots of things going on. Like you can see this granite is being pulled over, taken across the village. You see these barrels and chests are being piled up here because I don't know, this shop doesn't have a lot of storage and things like that. Lots of many details I want to have spread out across this village, including we need to finish off these buildings. So we got to put in this building here. I was thinking of having an alleyway go back here with a few stalls, some small things around here, and we've got actually some more space that we need filling up. But this place kind of feels very open. We also tried to fix this kind of thing because you see that doesn't connect properly. So I want to try and create a nice atmosphere over here because this feels too open for me. And then back here, we've got to put in a few shops, and I was thinking put it down a road. And last but not least, at the end of this episode, because I'm planning to do all of that in this episode, you see, Tudor villages are have a lot of farms, okay? And we only got one proper farm there. We got like one kind of fake farm over there. So I was thinking at the end of this episode, we can finish off the areas which are empty, like which are part of the shopping area. We can fill those up with farms. So I feel like we should do some big farms over here and fill up the side of this place with a huge farm, and that would be pretty cool. And because when we're gonna have the lower class slash river docking area, whatever, down there, it'd be cool to have kind of like a natural barrier in between the high class and this kind of class and in between. So we're gonna have like some farms over here. It's gonna be a huge farm and all decorated with those like bushes and sometimes even custom walls and custom trees in there with custom boulders and everything like that. So we're gonna do that over here, and then of course we gotta do all those buildings, and then we might also do the paths. So this is gonna be a jam-packed video, and hopefully we can try and make it very short, like last time where it was only about 30 minutes in the last video, and it was a really fun video. I have to say, I enjoyed going netherite mining. So now let's get straight on into the video properly, and let's do a time lapse. guys enjoyed that time lapse, like always. And we didn't actually do quite a lot here, really. As you saw at the end of the time lapse, I was building a few buildings here, but they're very small buildings, almost like the ones we have over there with the TNT shop. But I just realized this area is kind of going to be the high class area, so we don't really want to put too many small buildings here. Or if you put small buildings, we don't want to put like lots of them here, because I was planning to have a full row of small shops over here, um, to fill up this kind of space. But I think we can just do some sort of garden area. You can see how we got these roses here. We can kind of extend a bit of these roses out up here, and make it kind of like a rose field kind of thing, or whatever you guys would like to call it. And trying to fill the space up with natural beauty really here. You can see I've got my shulker box full of just random building materials really that I've used so far. Other than that, we basically just did some decoration. We just done this leaf thing here. As you saw before, there's just chains here, and I fixed this up over here. Also, maybe instead we could also put like a greenhouse here. I was thinking that'd be quite a cool thing to do, so that it would kind of act not like the full field, which we're planning to do over there, but just a little place where we can grow some plants. So maybe a greenhouse would actually be ideal. So we can maybe do that later on in this episode. We've also got the leaves that I was talking about decoration. These leaves make it look like it's kind of like a, leaves are growing off or like connected to the chains or whatever, and vines as well. We added this little thing to the end to make it look like the chain is actually connected a little bit better. We've added bushes here. We've added bushes all the way down this side, which is going to continue until we go down to the high-end big houses or whatever. And I'm also thinking about having a podzol kind of thing down this side of the road. We'll have like a line of trees and other things over here, like beauty here. But I don't have a lot of podzols, so I'm gonna need to get more of that. Down here we got the warehouse. Now the warehouse I haven't actually used terracotta blocks on, because I was thinking you should mix it up a bit. When you're flying around, you don't want to see every single building with terracotta on it, like that kind of style, right? And especially when you get down into that low kind of income area, most of the households will not have terracotta. About only 30% of them will have terracotta kind of roofs on it. The rest will probably have like hay bales, wooden roofs, you know, certain types of roofs. So in some of them might, I was thinking even in the low class kind of area, we'd break down some houses and look like they'd be burnt using blackstone. I got a cool idea with that. And maybe we'll have a little area like where I was saying is burnt. We can also have some houses in construction on the other side, and that would be like a really cool effect where it looks like some of the town is still being built up. Now with the warehouse, hopefully it's safe here, because one time I was trying to sleep around here and there's a creeper inside. I was thinking we are gonna have a room for where the person who like orders around people which work in the warehouse, like sleeps or something like that, or just like just a random sleeping area, whatever. I don't know what you really would call it. Then we got the actual warehouse here. I was thinking about putting little what you call it, uh tripwire hooks on here to look like the door handle. But this is the actually we could do. Actually, I could do that really, because even though this is like it won't fit on the side of the trapdoor, I can push the trapdoor a little bit back, so you can do that. And if we come inside the warehouse, I've already started decorating a little bit. We got some like warehouse kind of things. I was thinking this would be like a pallet warehouse, because you see how these looms look like wooden pallets, so that we could just make it look like wooden pallets are being just stored here. I was going to have some lights over here, and we could of course decorate it later on. But this episode is not about interiors. So that's basically most of what I've done. If you just come down here, we've also got this kind of like stall kind of thing with just a bunch of storage here. I was thinking about putting a building here, but if you saw on the time lapse, I spent a while thinking about it, and this is kind of like a weird place to make a building, because it was kind of hard to have an entryway over here, right? Like, because it was kind of like all cramped together, which is kind of good actually, now that I think about it. And it kind of look weird if we had the front of the building kind of be here, but like a door over here. So I did not like the idea of having a building here. So I just put like a little storage thing over here. It looks a bit messy, but that makes it look more natural. And then back here we've got a path here. I can try and fit some stalls here, which I might do momentarily, but it might be a little bit hard. We might as well give it a shot. And like I was saying at the beginning of the episode, how we're gonna do farms, I don't have I already mentioned this. We're gonna do farms over here. We might not do that in this episode because the episode might get a little long. So what we might do is we might do that in the next episode. We can have the whole episode dedicated to making this whole area farms, and we're gonna have like 50 or so custom trees here with custom rocks, and it'll be like a nice episode which you guys can enjoy. So now that we're basically almost done with the shopping area of the village, there's a few small little details that I'd like to add, which I can also dedicate to a couple of my subscribers. So first things first, in this back alley over here with the TNT shop, the Skulls TNT store, we've got this kind of empty building here, which I was thinking to use as maybe, like a bell store or something. But really, over here, also I moved the bees in here. But the really thing is, like, one of my subscribers mentioned that they like the idea of a pet store, and I also like the idea of a pet store. I think one of my subscribers which mentioned this was, um, well, let's see if I can remember the name. It was like uh, Angel Crafter. So we're gonna have a pet store dedicated to that subscriber. So we're gonna make this quite nice and have pet store. It's kind of a bit small, but you see we got this open area here, so we can just have some of the pets lounge around here. Even though it's a very small store, you can try and make it nice and unique, or perhaps we try to fill in uh, it with a bigger empty building. So I'll try to, or we can perhaps make a completely new building where I can, perhaps that's what we'll do. We'll make a new building over, where should we make it? Let's make a new building over here, and we could put the pet store in here, and then later on we can continue the paths down here. So I like the idea of a pet store here, and then I'd also like to do another subscriber based kind of shop or whatever you guys would like to call it. And one of my subscribers is something to do with lemonade. I think it was like lemonade something, lots of lemonade or something like that. And you know, the thing is, let me show you something. So as I was saying, when my subscribers, which has something to do with lemonade, I was thinking that originally I was gonna have like a honey store, but I realized that a honey bottle, which if you can try and get this honey bottle thing out safely, uh, are the bees gonna be chasing me? Nope. Okay, that's good. A honey bottle looks a bit like lemonade, doesn't it? So, well, it's kind of a thick, kind of sludgy lemonade, but that works, right? So we can have a lemonade stand, and that would be kind of a nice idea. And we can also use dragon's breath to look like pink lemonade. So I think we'll have the back area down there, or one of these, we can have some stalls down here, or on the road you can have a stall even, like around here maybe we can have a stall, and which is selling lemonade, and that would be such a cool idea. And it will be dedicated after one of my subscribers. So that would be quite a cool idea. And if you guys keep coming and leaving suggestions in the comments, I might even rename a shop after you. Now, I think the time lapse was quite long, so I'm gonna do a few things off camera and a few things on camera. Like I'll make the lemonade stand on camera with you guys, and I'll make the pet shop off camera, as well as perhaps some of the roads which connect up to each other. Like I need to connect up the road over here to this place over here, bring it up so that we can have the pet shop over there, as well as down here I need to continue this road onward and continue path here, as well doing decoration. We need to add more of these carts, lemonade stand, which I'll do with you guys shortly. Now let me just get down to do some work, and hopefully you guys will see the pet store. We'll probably not do the interior today though, but we'll hopefully get a nice kind of biggish building where you can keep our pets in. Ta-da! Here we go now. We've got the pet shop complete. As you can see, it's a very kind of small shop. It's a long one, but a small one. And I've also, for once, actually used a one kind of like block gradient over here for the roof. You see, basically all my other builds over here, I've used a 2 block gradient. I mean, they look okay on these builds, but you know, in that kind of area, we should start like lowering the gradient because it's soon going to start becoming into the slums kind of area, with all those lots of houses cramped together down around over here or so. So like we'll have a bridge over here, and then that's like where the slums kind of start and the dock area kind of start. Also, what's wrong with this grass? It's a different texture and color. There we go, fixed it. Okay, so basically we haven't got the interior done over here, as you can see, just lit up. Uh, I'll do that in a separate episode or off camera so that we can I can show you guys that in the one of the future episodes. As you see, we just put bushes over here. We fixed up this path down here. As you can see, it's starting to get more into the cobble and gravel and coarse dirt kind of thing over here. Where as over there, it wasn't really any cobble and it was kind of less dirty. But you can see it's getting more dirty over here, and that's because over down there, when we're gonna get into that like poor area, we kind of want it to be dirt and like a little bit of cobble. So you can see it's slowly starting to fade into this kind of cobble road, which will continue down here. I think in this area we're just gonna have similar kind of shops to this, or just houses like middle class kind of houses over here in this kind of area, or just like little kind of open spaces really with natural lights or whatever you like to call it, so that we can have like not a sudden change from the shops and the high class kind of area into the slums. So we want to kind of have it a slow kind of natural change. I've also laid out an oak tree kind of template over here, which we're going to have like a huge kind of oak tree kind of leaning over. Is that what I call it? Leaning over here? Like it's kind of it's not really kind of straight really. That's what I'm trying to say. It's gonna be coming round here, and then the bushes are gonna be like like a big kind of natural custom oak tree or whatever you like to call it. I'm not gonna be using spruce wood though. This is just like temporary, just to show that I'm actually gonna build a tree here. So I'm not gonna actually use the spruce wood. I'm gonna use oak wood. But you get it's gonna be like a big tree, kind of thing where it'll kind of look kind of nice. We'll have like roots coming out here, and it'll be like a big tree. We'll have like benches nearby and kind of like a flower yard around here, so that when you're walking into the town, that it's not really that empty. So that's what I've also done over there, and I've also laid out the place where we can make the lemonade stand over here. So we're gonna make the lemonade stand very shortly. I've also been experimenting with resource packs, and there's these resource packs which I might start using now on the world. But let me know in the comments section before I start using them if you guys would like me to use some, big resource packs, not just the ones for just these windows. That's the only resource pack that I have on right now, just these windows. But let me know if you guys would like to see a big resource pack. Like change on this world. And if you guys would like to, just let me know first, and then I'll let you guys know which resource packs I could potentially use, and then we can see if you guys would like any of those, and we can start using those. I've now gathered a few materials to make the lemonade stand over here, and hopefully we can do this quite quick so we can get the video done and for you guys to watch. So what we're gonna be using here is, let's see what items we have at our disposal. So do we have any barrels here? We don't. Well, that's a shame. I'm gonna have to go get some. Now that I've got some barrels, we can just plop some down over here. Also, just letting you guys know, this lemonade stand is gonna be diagonal, as you can see. So let's put our barrels back in. Oh, we can't really put them back in there. Okay, and then we're gonna need some spruce fences. Here we go. So this will work. This will work like this, and then we just need to get one of these here, one of these spruce trapdoors. Let's see if we can go. Actually, no, that won't work. We need to make it like this. Here we go. That works. Yep, that totally works. And then we need to make it like a lemonade kind of color. So we're gonna put it like that. We'll also put in a little bit piece of string. Actually, you know what? This will work. So we just put it like this. Then we get a honey bottle, which looks like the lemonade. There we go. And if we get a white carpet, here we go. If we get a white carpet, oh, that's not what I wanted. So it turns out we do need some string. So we just pop that down there, and it actually doesn't interfere with the item frame that much. So then we just place it down. Should we place down another yellow carpet to make it all yellow, or should we make it yellow and white? Well, that kind of looks much nicer. I also like the idea of having like a lemonade kind of business kind of thing. So, like this lemonade stand is one of many which is going to be around the whole village. We could have some like a few down there. We can place one more of these lemonade stands over there in that kind of area. And I like how this would be like kind of like a small business which has many stands around the town. Also, what we can do is instead we can also can we do this? We cannot. I was thinking instead we could put some ice frames up here, put the lemonade on, so that you can see that you also sell the lemonade. Like you can see the little like lemonades kind of sign. You can't put them over here anyway. And then what we like to do is 1 second. Try and find a suitable place for the lemonade kind of sign. Here's good. Here we go. Lemonade stand. And of course, this is dedicated to one of my subscribers, which has a name which is like lemonade something. So this lemonade kind of stall and the many stalls to come will be dedicated after you. The sign's not really attached properly, but I guess that works. Or you can try and go like this. This works. Lemonade, and then stand. There we go. Lemonade stand, and then we of course can put the price down underneath if you really want to. And also I just quickly like to do something to make this place look much nicer. If you get a barrel, we get a tripwire hook and a scaffolding piece. We can make like a little kind of like lemonade kind of dispenser thing. I don't know what you guys would really call it. Here we go. Let's pick up the scaffolding. We put down the barrel on its side, and if we take down the tripwire hook, there you go. It looks kind of like a juice kind of dispenser, whatever you guys would like to call it. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for this episode, and let's go ahead and actually let's move this to the side and let's go ahead and finish this episode off. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can see I added a few more things back here at the lemonade stand. You can see I put a little yellow wool in the barrel there for to look like a lemon. We add some barrels here to look like barrels full of lemons and things like that. You can see I've also fixed up the stand a bit to make it look more natural. And we only did a few things in this episode. Hopefully you guys like it. We actually did quite a few things that we did was actually just fixing up the terraforming back here. Because you can see we had like an ugly mountain over here. We fixed that up. We also added this warehouse, which I quite like. We're going to do the interior for this soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We've also made the pet shop back there. If you can see behind my head. You can't actually see it from here, really, can you? And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.